Welcome to Colonel Basketball Weekly, featuring the head coaches of Nicholls State University basketball, J.P. Piper and Doobie Plaisance. Today's program is presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, dedicated to patient-centered excellence. Colonel Basketball Weekly is also sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And People's Health, your Medicare health team. Good afternoon and welcome to Colonel Basketball Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. I'm your host, Mike Wagenheim. It's March Madness, the best time of the year in college basketball and maybe all of sports. Again this season, both the Nicholls men's and women's basketball teams qualified for the Southland Conference tournament. Here's how it played out on the men's side. Stephen F. Austin made a historic undefeated run through the league, a perfect 18-0. Texas A&M Corpus Christi had an 11-win turnaround from last season, finishing in second place. Both the Lumberjacks and the Islanders, you see them in red, got a double bye into the tournament semifinals. Sam Houston State and Northwestern State each received a bye into the quarterfinals. That left Nicholls as the number 5 seed to face 8th-seeded Southeastern Louisiana in the first round, while Oral Roberts drew McNeese State in the 6-7 game. Once again, the Merrill Center in Katy, Texas, just outside of Houston, served as the site for the event, with the winner gaining the league's automatic invitation to the NCAA tournament. The opening act on Wednesday night would feature the Colonels and the Lions, who split their regular season home-and-home series right down the middle. Oddly, it would be their first ever postseason meeting. 4.5 minutes in, Nicholls with a slim lead. Sam McBeth steps into the passing lane ahead to all-conference selection Dantrell Thomas for the jam. McBeth would break his foot moments later. Colonels would persevere without him. Next possession, TJ Carpenter drills a three. He scored all 13 of his points before halftime. Nicholls up 7. The Lions brought 6-man Jamichael Hawkins into the starting lineup for the game. He buries the bonus ball. Game tied at 14. Hawkins was held to 9 points. Late in the half, Jadante Fry comes up with a big block. The Colonels with 5 block shots and 8 steals. They forced 14 turnovers. Amin Torres with 2 of his half-dozen points. Still at the break, the ball game tied at 35. We go back and forth early second half. First minute, Hawkins misses from in close, but Antonio Benton is there for the tip-in. 10 points, 9 boards for him. He followed with the bucket and the foul. He missed the free throw. Lions still up by 3 with 18 to go. Nicholls ties it before senior Jeremy Smith comes up with a steal in the hoop. That was his only bucket, but it gave the Colonels a lead with 15 to play. Tied again, under 12 to go. Freshman Luke Doyle lines up the 3. Colonels got 17 points from a thin bench. Doyle scored 7, and the Lions would never catch the red and gray again. Fry with the exclamation point in the final minute. Colonels win it 71-64, their first postseason victory since 2009. Freshman Liam Thomas loomed large, especially after McBeth went down, leading with 5 points, 12 boards, and 3 block shots. Nicholls held their opponents to 33% shooting after halftime. So the Colonels would draw Northwestern State in the quarterfinals. The Demons defeated Nicholls in Natchitoches earlier this season, and with their loaded bench and aggressive style, especially coming off a first-round bye, that would really put the Colonels to the test. The loser of this one would head home. The winner would get Stephen F. Austin the next night. Now, the Colonels were looking to stay as fresh as they could in this one. In fact, they would go to a zone defense in the early go, and not really used to playing zone, but they needed to do it in order to conserve their legs against a Demon team that loves to run the ball up the floor. NSU came out making shots. Nicholls trying to keep pace. Off the Shane Rillier miss, Jeremy Smith collects the board. The stick back puts the Colonels down 6 about 5 minutes in. The Demons, though, play a frenetic, chaotic style. Marvin Frazier with a steal. Jalen West finishes at the other end. He went for a team-high tying 18. Colonels down 13 at the midway mark of the half. Frazier created more trouble. The block of Dantrell Thomas' shot. Big game. Bryson White took care of the rest here. The Demon lead is now to 20. Dantrell Thomas looking to keep his season going. The 3-ball late in the half. He was limited, though, to 12 points. Colonels down 15 at the break. They go on a little run, though, early in the second half. Smith connects from downtown. The deficit is down to 8. 11 minutes to go. Jadante Fry with a tough bucket. Colonels down 10 with 11 to go. They wouldn't get any closer, though. They slowed the Demons down in the second half, limiting them to 36% shooting and just 1 3-pointer. It wasn't enough in the end. 88-72 is your final as the Colonel season comes to an end. Nicholls struggled to hit buckets, especially from the outside. DeQuan Hicks with a big game, 21 points, 10 rebounds. The Colonels finish up with a 14-15 record. The Demons would fall in the semifinals to eventual league champion Stephen F. Austin. Earlier this week, we asked Nichols head coach J.P. Piper to look back on the season.
And really proud of the leadership of our seniors. Pedro, Jeremy, and Dantrell did a tremendous job of holding things together, battled through some adversity, and I thought put a good product on the floor there at the end, played really well against Southeastern. Didn't score the ball as well as we would hope, but I thought defended really well against Northwestern in the second half. We held Jalen West to 18. He's one of the best players in the league. Gets 36 the next night against Stephen F. So thought we did a good job, and just pleased and proud, and looking forward to a little time off and then start building for next year.
The last few years, you've always had somebody to replace your star player. Anatoly Bose leaves, Fred Hunter steps in, leads the league in scoring. Fred goes out, DT steps in his place. I'm not sure who's next at this point. Do you know who's next?
No, but he'll show up, whether it's one of the guys that's in our program or somebody we go recruit. I think we have done a great job as a staff here, and this is a testament to the job my assistants do of developing players within our program. Some of them you could see coming. TJ's had signs where he's looked really good. Amin Torres has had moments where he's looked really good. Liam Towers came on big at the end of the year. We're not sure what Locke's status will be. He's attempting to come back for next year. So we have several potential candidates, and then we're out recruiting hard. So we may even take a look at a couple of JUCO kids. So lots of possibilities there. I used to worry about that. I don't. It'll sort itself out. We'll figure out a way to get buckets, and someone will step up and make plays. So it'll all take care of itself.
You made the Southland Conference tournament now 6 consecutive years, something that hadn't been done before in program history. In fact, even 5 years hadn't been done in program history. How do you maintain this level of consistency and competitiveness?
It's a good question. I think it's good kids. I say kids, they're young men. We've got a great group of young men in the program. I like to brag that we don't have to check curfew. We don't have to worry about taking them anywhere in public. They're not rowdy. They're not disruptive. They're high character young men. And as such, they work hard in the classroom. They work hard in the gym. It means something to them to get to Katy. So we've got to remember that in recruiting and not compromise on character. And I would rather a tough kid with high character who's maybe a little bit less talented than a talented kid who gives you headaches both in the classroom and with his character and his behavior off the floor. So we have the right kind of kids in the program. I fully expect we'll be back in Katy. Really the better question for me is how do we start winning more games in Katy? It used to be a thrill to get there. I'll be honest, it's an old hat now. We want to start winning games there and compete for a conference championship. And Amin Torres was in my office this morning. He went and watched the Sun Belt Championships in New Orleans and has a close friend that plays for Lafayette who won the tournament championship there. And that's all he talked about was, Coach, we got to be in that moment. I want the confetti falling on us. And I couldn't agree more. And he'll go to work, as will I, next week, trying to make that happen for next year.
Coach, we look forward to what next season brings us. We'll talk to you then.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
The head coach of the Colonels, J.P. Piper. Folks, we'll be back with more Colonel Basketball Weekly presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional in just a moment.
You may know Thibodaux Regional was the first hospital in the region to take a leadership role in athletic safety. But did you know they're the only hospital in the region to offer advanced concussion testing technology? That their certified athletic trainers assist high schools with team event coverage, and that they provide prevention education to coaches, athletes, and parents? TJ Boudreau knows they're here for athletes of all ages. Parents, coaches, and athletes know Thibodaux Regional Medical Center for expert, compassionate care.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for. Every day we find a way to make your life better, that's what we're here for. Yeah, we're all about the people. We help you take care of yourself. That's what we do. We're here for you with people's health.
Nicholls State University is taking education on the road, the information superhighway. If you are unable to come to campus, we are bringing the campus to you. Study at home and graduate quicker with Nicholls Online. No more going to class around the school's schedule. Go to class online around your schedule. All of your courses are taught by qualified Nicholls State University professors who are experts in their fields. To take that step, go to nichols.edu/nicholsonline or email nicholsonline@nichols.edu.
Welcome back to Colonel Basketball Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. The Nicholls men's basketball team wrapped up their year last week at the Southland Tournament in Katy, Texas. Our own Tiffany Williams tracked down senior and all-Southland honoree Dantrell Thomas. They talked about DT's thoughts about the year and where he thinks here the program is heading now that his playing days are over.
I think the season went great. We accomplished a lot of things this year that we haven't over the past years. And I think we just grew as a team. We'll keep moving forward. I think we brought the program up to a great standard that it is right now, and it will just keep improving throughout the years. I would miss the support, that the spirit, the colonel spirit that everybody carries around campus, my team, great leadership, and teammates. It's like building a family around here. Tell the coaches I had a great time. The 1 year, the new assistant coaches, I had a great time with them. The 1 year that I did stay with them, and the coaches that I had over the years, it's been a great time learning from them, being able for them to just teach me the details they know about the game for more experience that they had with the game. It's just been a great time overall.
With Dantrell and the team's captain, Jeremy Smith, both graduating, there's a bit of a leadership void to fill now. Dantrell passes along some advice for the underclassmen.
To just give their all, compete every chance they get on the court, learn, be able to learn and listen from the coaches, and just give their all and effort.
We thank DT and thanks to Tiffany Williams for that interview as well. For a school record third consecutive season, the Nicholls women's basketball team advanced to the Southland Conference tournament in Katy, Texas. Even though they headed in as the 5 seed, their regular season performance left little doubt they were capable of beating any team in the league. Lamar and Stephen F. Austin shared the regular season title, each getting a double bye into the semifinals. Central Arkansas and Northwestern State received a bye into the quarterfinals. Nicholls drew 8th-seeded Oral Roberts in the opening round, with Texas A&M Corpus Christi facing McNeese State in the 6-7 game. So, it's the Colonels and the Golden Eagles opening up the Thursday morning session at the Merrill Center. Nicholls defeated ORU handily in Thibodaux back in late January. The red and gray came out firing just over a minute in. KK Babin drills a 3-ball, her first of 4 on the day. She scored 18. Imani White, all-conference performer, scores a game-high 24 in this one to go with 7 assists. Nicholls up 9-0 out of the gate. They just weren't missing from the outside. Jenny Nash with a bonus ball. Nicholls knocked down 8 threes in the first half alone. ORU trying to match. Christian Key from the corner. She went 4 of 5 from the outside. Colonels up 3 at the break. They pick right up where they left off. Babin lines up another one on the first possession. Nicholls goes up 6, but Oral Roberts won't go away. Kaylin Mayberry drops it in from the outside. She had 15 points. ORU up 3 with 15 minutes to go. The lead changed hands a few times. Colonels get it back on the Babin 3. Nicholls up by 3 midway through the second. It became a shootout. 3 minutes left. White puts it away. The Colonels tie their own Southland tournament record established 2 years ago. 14 three-pointers. They do it on 28 attempts. Nicholls 77, Oral Roberts 66. The Colonels also went 17 of 18 from the free throw line and recorded 19 assists on 23 field goals. It's Oral Roberts' last year in the league. They're heading back to the Summit League next season. So that win helped give the Colonels a shot of advancing to the semifinals for the second time in 3 years. They'd have to go through Northwestern State in the quarterfinals to get there. The Lady Demons entered the tournament as one of the hottest teams in the league, winners of 6 straight. They defeated Nichols in Natchitoches earlier in the year. Opening minutes, Imani White with a tough finish. She would make the all-tournament team. First bucket for the Colonels are down 5-2. Northwestern State set up shop on the outside. Keisha Lee deadly. 4 of 7 from outside. All 12 of her points came from there. Nichols down by 8 at the 16-minute mark. Looking to work some more magic. Jenny Nash drills it. She struggled, though, and so did the Colonels in trying to pick it up. They were down by 1 with about 8 minutes to go before the break. 3 minutes before halftime, Babin with a soft touch on the jumper. They're hanging around. Shea Arnick with a bucket and foul. Colonels get 21 points off the bench. They go into the half trailing by 3. The Lady Demons, though, go on a 12-3 run to start the second. Nichols has to play catch-up. Strong finish by White, making it a 7-point affair. Then the crossover and the step back. The deficit is down to 6 at the midway point. But the Lady Demons awaken. The 3 for Janelle Perez, extending their advantage back to double digits. She had 7 points and 6 helpers. Time running out. KK Babin and the Colonels answer the call. Long distance connection makes it an 8-point game with 6 minutes to go. The Colonels, though, only made 4 threes in this one. They got some big ones down the stretch, though. Nash connects. Nichols comes all the way back to grab the lead with under 2 minutes to go. But in the final minute, Trudy Armstead finds Courtney Pennywell on the backdoor cut, and that would prove to be the winner. The Lady Demons end the Colonels season. 69-65 is your final. 17 wins for the Colonels this year, second most in program history. KK Babin ends her career as the school's all-time leader in three-pointers, second in assists and steals, and third on the scoring list. No shame in the loss. Northwestern State went on to win it, advancing to the NCAA tournament with the Southland Conference championship. Well, after the game, Nichols head coach Doobie Plaisance went to the podium with Babin and White, gave credit where credit was due, and talked about the immense steps her program has taken over the last few years.
Again, first of all, I'd like to give a lot of credit to Northwestern. Great game again tonight, and they were definitely prepared and you know, in the right place. And I just, you know, again, like to give them a whole lot of credit. I also very, very proud of our players. We have persevered a lot this year, and we persevered today. The outcome wasn't what we expected. However, life isn't about the destination, it's more about the journey. And I'd take a journey with these women any night, any day. They didn't give up, they battled, and again, a couple plays short, one way or another. I'm not taking credit away from anybody. I'm just very, very proud that I've been able to go on this journey with these women. And these two warriors sitting next to me, we wouldn't even be here without those two. And I'd hang my hat on them any day. So it was a tough game, and just didn't quite fall our way tonight. And, you know, they didn't get down, just, you know, same goals. We just have to rearrange how we're going to go about getting them now. And these women are mature beyond their years, and that's why they've been such a blessing to work with, and just not an ounce of major issues at all. And no, I'm hurting for them right now, but the hurt cannot even come close to how much I love each and every one of them, because they are just amazing, amazing. And what they've done, I don't know if people understand the body of work that we've really done, but we've done a lot. And I will see to it that they understand and they know their worth, because it's been amazing with them.
That's head coach Doobie Plaisance. Meanwhile, our own Alex Tullis chatted with KK Babin as she explained how this year's conference tournament compared with those of the last 2 years.
Well, coming in, like, we, compared to other years, we've always been, you know, competing for a spot and, you know, just trying to make it to the tournament, where this year we're actually, like, competing for a higher seed in the tournament. So that was kind of one of the main differences. It was more of an expectation this year to make it versus, having the struggle and trying to just get into the tournament.
And how do you feel about the overall season?
I think our season was successful. Even though we didn't have the outcome that we wanted to have, I still think we had a bunch of growth in our team, and people, kind of started to grow up and mature into the players that they will be later in their careers. And I can't really complain for myself. I had a pretty good run these 4 years, so I think overall it was very successful.
Now you've had an impressive career. What was your biggest contributing factor to that success?
I think my biggest contributing factor was my leadership skills. Being a point guard, you know what you have to do on the court. You have to keep people where they need to be. You have to keep the game at the pace that you expect the game to be moving at to be successful, and you just be there for players. If they're having a hard game or anything that you can do, you just do pretty much anything you need to make the team successful and be able to compete. So that's kind of what I think my biggest attributes were, just being a leader for the team and, being there to, guide them in the right direction of where we wanted to go as a team.
Now, going into next season, who on this year's squad do you think could step up and lead the team?
Well, with Leanne and Hope coming back next year, and, Amani is only a sophomore this year, so next year she'll be a junior, and you have Jenny Nash coming back, Taylor Morrison, and then Shay and Marina. I know I pretty much just named the entire team right there for you, but, just from the strides that they've made this year, like the incoming freshmen, and just the strides that I've seen in the players who are younger on our team, I think that pretty much everybody will be able to come in and make a difference and make the team successful for next year, because they do have a few years under their belt now, and they kind of know what to expect, know how to compete. So I think they'll come back next year bigger and badder than we were this year.
Okay, well, thank you, KK.
Thank you.
I'm Alex Tellis for Colonel Basketball Weekly. Back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Alex, and thanks to KK as well. Folks, we'll be right back with more of Colonel Basketball Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional in just a moment. Back with you on Colonel Basketball Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. Well, while basketball season has come to an end, our coverage doesn't stop on the Colonel Sports Radio Network, presented by your local Super Chevy dealers. We'll carry Nichols baseball as the Colonels visit Lamar for a 3-game Southland Conference series. Game 1 is on Friday at 6:30. You can catch it on KNSU 91.5 FM. First pitch for Saturday's affair is at 2 p.m. The series finale is on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Both of those contests will air on KTIB 640 AM, as well as Tuesday's matchup against South Alabama. Now it's time to announce our Rouse's Student Athlete of the Week. You're either local or you're not. Louisiana's Best can be found at your local Rouse's or at rouses.com. Senior shortstop Leo Vargas hit .467 with a double, a triple, and he scored 4 runs last week, helping the team to a conference opening series victory over Houston Baptist. He also stole a pair of bases and laid down a couple of sacrifice bunts. Here's what's on tap for Nichols Athletics this weekend. On Friday, the men's tennis team hosts Tyler Junior College, while the baseball team opens up their series at Lamar. On Saturday, track and field competes at the Texas Southern Relays. Baseball continues their set with the Cardinals, and the softball squad hosts Sam Houston State in a doubleheader. On Sunday, it's getaway day for baseball and softball. Meanwhile, women's tennis is at Central Arkansas in conference action. Men's tennis visits Mississippi State. Folks, we'll be back to wrap things up here on Colonel Basketball Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, in just a moment.
You may know Thibodaux Regional was the first hospital in the region to take a leadership role in athletic safety, and they responded by developing a comprehensive sports medicine program. But did you know their certified athletic trainers assist high schools with team event coverage, and that they are the region's only hospital with sports medicine fellowship-trained physicians? TJ Boudreau knows they're here for athletes of all ages. Parents, coaches, and athletes know Thibodaux Regional Medical Center for expert, compassionate care.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for. Every day we find a way to make your life better. That's what we're here for. Yeah, we're all about the people. We help you take care of yourself. That's what we do. We're here for you with people's health.
Back here with you, wrapping up Colonel Basketball Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. Folks, there are plenty of ways to keep up with Nichols Athletics. Find our page at Instagram.com/ColonelSports or at YouTube.com/Nichols Athletics, Facebook.com/GoColonels, and Twitter.com/ColonelSports. Our basketball season is over here at Nichols, but our coverage doesn't stop. We will be back next week with the debut of the Seth Thibodaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, with the head coach of the Nichols Colonels baseball team, Seth Thibodaux. Thanks to Alex Tellis and Tiffany Williams and the crew here. We will talk to you again coming up next week. Until then, take care. Today's show has been presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, dedicated to patient-centered excellence. This show has also been sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And People's Health, your Medicare health team. This has been a presentation of the Colonel Sports Network.